Some heroes hide behind a scowl and a growl. I always thought Mr. Halpern hated me. He was that one teacher everyone dreaded. Late 50s, snarky, barely spoke above a growl, and never smiled unless he was handing out detention. He taught chemistry like he resented the subject, and once gave me a 0 on a group project because my partner didn't cite one of the sources correctly. So when my little brother got sick and I started missing school, I fully expected Mr. Halpern to fail me without a second thought. My parents were barely around, switching shifts at the hospital. I was basically living off granola bars and vending machine snacks, trying to keep up with school and not have a complete breakdown. One day, I fell asleep during a quiz in his class. When I woke up, panicked and mortified, he just looked at me and said, "We'll talk after school." I thought for sure I was about to get reamed out. Instead, he handed me a sandwich, told me to eat, and sat down next to me in the empty classroom, like a totally different person. That's when he said, "My daughter had leukemia." I didn't even know he had a daughter. He told me about spending a year living at the hospital, how he recognized the look I'd been walking around with, like your insides are breaking, but you have to pretend you're fine because everyone else is already stretched thin. He said I wasn't going to fail his class, not on his watch. Then he pulled out a list of every assignment I'd missed, with handwritten notes like, "Skip this one, not important," and "We'll do this together." Later, I found out he'd talked to my other teachers too, basically becoming my unofficial guidance counselor behind the scenes. But the real twist came when my brother got out of surgery, and we found out the hospital bills were going to be way more than my parents could ever afford. Out of nowhere, an anonymous donor covered half of the costs. We didn't know who it was until a few months later. I dropped by the school to return a library book and overheard the secretary asking Mr. Halpern if he wanted the receipt for the donation. He just waved her off like it was nothing. I never told him I knew, and he never brought it up. The guy who once failed me for a citation error ended up saving my GPA, my sanity, and maybe even my brother's life. I still think about him sometimes, about how some people wear their kindness like armor, ugly on the outside maybe, but bulletproof where it counts.